YouTube, and Google. I did this video yesterday, but it took off on me with my emotions getting the better of me, and it's still sitting in recorded mode. I'm not going to share it, so I'm going to try again. And it's a talk on chronic pain. Um, and I want, as usual, I wing everything I do. I don't write previously, I just give it a few thoughts and click record and then wing it. But in the last week, eh, I go, I have fibromyalgia. 30 years ago, I also broke my C2. I broke my neck. I fractured vertebrae in the neck, the C2. Same one that my mother broke just only a little while before she passed. Um, I've lived with pain since I was about 28 years old, and it's been a downhill battle until the last year. For the longest time, it was just living with a steady amount of pain. After breaking my neck, I was in the workers' comp rehab center, the rehab hospital, for 6 months. It took me a long time to recover, and when they after a couple of years after that of continued revisiting and twice a week therapy and everything like that, they finally paid me off as a permanently disabled person, and that was 30 years ago. So permanently disabled, I had a 7% permanent disability. I continued and had a wonderful career. It was not easy. I raised 3 kids on my own without a mom. That was not easy. But I battled through it all. And I am not saying this to say, wow, look at Gord, how strong he is. All of us chronic pain survivors are this strong. Because there's really only two choices. It's when you wake up in the morning, which almost is every morning, and you have that pain, and you have that problem, and you have that fibro hitting you. You have a choice of getting out of bed or staying in. You have a choice of being human or being a lump. And there are those who choose to be a lump because, boy, oh boy, this can get to you. I went probably 25 of the last 30 years without painkillers. I wouldn't say without, an awful lot of Tylenol, extra strength aspirin, whatever was over the counter, lots of rubs, and I was and am a cannabis smoker. So I did have my cannabis then for pain relief, but also then, all through those years, I smoked very sporadically and didn't use it for pain relief. In fact, early on, I wasn't too sure about the medical benefits of it at all until I started realizing every time I smoked, I forgot about my pain. And it wasn't forgetting about it, it was disappearing. So that's chronic pain. Chronic pain is an invisible attacker. If you were to look at me right now, or if you were to, maybe not when you see me walking, but if you see me standing anywhere or being a part of society, you don't know I'm in pain. If you see me walk, you know that I have some, but you don't know the extent of it. People with no legs or no arms, visible terrible disabilities, have only, there's a benefit to that, is that other people see it and believe it. Um, and I'll take a little segue to talk about that seeing is believing, because we've been told seeing is believing. Because of that, my ex-wife, even though she's lived with me during my most excruciating pain times, now calls my use of cannabis an addiction. She wanted me to take my boy this coming Saturday on. I take him every second weekend, and for each second weekend, because of stupid restrictions, I have to go without any meds any painkillers for 2 days prior to picking them up and for the 2 days I have them. So I've already gone 4 days last weekend without anything, and by Monday I was excruciating. By Sunday I could hardly look after him. And it takes almost the 2 weeks to recover and then get him again. So she wanted me to have him this Saturday. I said, fine, but I'm going to be using my painkillers. I am not going 2 days prior and then the following weekend again. Not only did she say, forget that, you have to pay attention to the rules, but then she called that being a bad father, putting my pain medication, she called it addiction, putting my addiction before my child because I had an opportunity to see him for 8 hours. But let's look at that from a different angle. She had a shift she wanted to take, a Saturday shift. She wanted to earn more money. That's okay. That could help my son too. And if I could be sure that if I need medicine prior to picking him up, or even during while I have him, that I would have no issue with having him. I love being around him. It's these restrictions that make it almost impossible. Try looking after your children with pain, but nothing to take the pain for. That's the problem with chronic pain, my friends. And it's why I often go to this, or used to go to this just to help me out. And now I have a doctor, Health Canada, who says this is what's working, who's taking me off all my other meds. In fact, my second last medication, I'm going to show you. There is the plan, which I'm 2/3 of the way through for weaning myself off of those meds, because I only want this med. And it isn't that I only want it. It's that it works for the ailment I have. I spent easily 6 years trying so many different painkillers and other anti-inflammatories and SSRIs and everything else. And all they did was hurt me. Now I'm doing the natural thing and I'm put down for it. And so are many others. It's time to change the stigma. It's time to turn the corner and stop worrying about what other people do that you take offense to, my dear Olga. But what do you do to make the world better? And as long as your child's parent is doing something to make the world better and not hurting your child, what that parent does is none of your business. We need more legalities and we need less interruption in our lives. And we need more understanding of the invisible chronic pain. I hope this doesn't come across as a whining one. I have 2 more videos to do today. They'll be unboxings. I have both Perlator and Cannabis showing up with some stuff that I'll be unboxing later today. So I just hope this makes its rounds to those chronic pain sufferers. Let people know. Stand up for your rights. As a pain sufferer, we, especially in Canada, we have a human right to our medicine, whatever that medicine is. And it isn't going to be any vow I made to a woman who broke it that's going to keep me away from my meds. Cheers and peace.